He could be the next Bruce Arians, the next Don Shula. I don't know that I would throw those names out there as expectations for what Jeff Saturday is going to do in Indianapolis. Now, Gov, you asked this question earlier. Former players that have gone on to be outstanding head coaches. And we named a few.
Well, good players.
Good players going on. And Mike Ditka was the one that you came up with earlier. I mentioned Mike Vrabel down, and they had the number 1 seed last year. Obviously didn't do anything with the playoffs, but he's been a very good, one of the few coming off of the Belichick tree that has found success.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's probably the one in the league right now of all that was a really good player. I mean, he was a Pro Bowl type player.
Right.
I mean, this is like, when we come in the morning, things haven't been completely digested overnight.
Right.
I can't believe this happened. And I can't believe that there's not more outrage. Now, there is some outrage in terms of the Rooney Rule, but technically he was a consultant for the team, and you can hire from within for an interim job without going through that. Now, I do think to actually be offered the head coaching job, that you would have to go through that process. But I'm just, in general, from the NFL community, that there's not more outrage. This is absurd. This is like bringing in Matt Millen, in season.
I want to hear when the players are interviewed, because I believe they'll probably try and say all of the right things. The players for the Colts, and I think we'll get more honesty from players on the other 31 teams. But the players of the Colts, they're still in the mix. And this, to me, is a signal from ownership that we're throwing in the towel. This is full tank mode. We're going to give you very little to work with from the coaching staff because they fired the offensive coordinator. There is no one on the staff that has called plays for an NFL football team in the game.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
Things like the play clock. That 40 seconds is really quick when you're not used to it.
Well, and not only that, but you're talking about guys. There are some guys that are at the end of their career. There are some guys just starting off their career. There are some that are in the prime of their career, and this is going to be a wasted year. You're throwing away a year because you want to hire a guy with zero head coaching experience. Now, he may be a great leader, and I'm fine with that. And if he comes in and he's delegating, hey, you guys need to do this offensively, you guys need to do this defensively. When it comes down to making a decision on 4th and goal, 4th and 1, when do we punt, when do we go for it, I'll step in at that point and give you my suggestion. But the fact is, there's no one on that staff, and this is what blows my mind. There's no one there that can that has called an offensive series.
Yeah, they don't even know the plays that are in existence. I mean, you're relying on the players.
Right.
Here. You can't change the playbook that much.
No, you can't. And this is why I think he probably goes back to Matt Ryan, because Sam Ehlinger, he's been in the system for 3 years. I'm sure he's well-versed in the terminology, but not necessarily in calling his own offense. Matt Ryan, you could say, okay, well, I want you to go out there. I want you to call the game that you see as it happens. And an experienced quarterback could probably do that better than anybody that you would put in the coordinator position that has never called plays.
Now, as of now, they are saying Ehlinger is going to be the starter still. But I kind of agree with you. You could see a move back to Ryan pretty quick here.
Well, if you're Sam Ehlinger, you're looking at it going, you know what? I'm trying to make a spot for myself in this league, and you're giving me this to work with. The fact that I'm not going to shy away from the opportunity, but we're going to look like crap, and it's going to be me to blame. Now, hopefully, most people will see it and say, he's not dealing with a full deck, and I'm talking about the offense, not just the owner.
Do you think this has no chance of maybe working at least initially? I can actually see they're kind of just the whole, sometimes you'll see teams middle of season simplify things.
Yes.
That could happen here. They do play the Raiders this week.
Yeah, but you're going against a coach. Now, it hasn't had a great success at Denver, hasn't had great success with the Raiders, who has actually had great success at calling an offense. Now, does he go out? What does he do? How does he handle? But after the Raiders, they've got the Eagles. Now, I know they got the Steelers, but then they've got the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Giants, and the Texans. I could see with a good system in place, maybe 2 wins out of that if you're playing the schedule game, but everybody else, no, you're going to be so outclassed that these guys have no chance. And I got to believe that the players at some point are going to just throw their hands up and say, I'm not going to risk my body for this season.
I think they're going to initially give it a shot, these players, but I think the rope is very short. And if they don't have success almost right away in some ways or look better than they did under Reich, that you'll start seeing a lot of, quote, injuries.